Hello! Welcome to the stream! Today we are playing Limbus Company! It's been a while, okay? I haven't streamed in like a couple of days. So I need to get I need to get used to it again. But anyways, uh, welcome to anybody that ever shows up to my live stream, which I doubt anybody will. Welcome to Limbus Company, new chapter 7.5, new intervallo. The Nocturnal sweeping intervallo, which means we are one step closer to Honglu Kanto, is which is exciting. Honestly, I'm looking forward to that, and I want to start out here rather than within the game itself because I just want everyone to appreciate this, like the art. Like that's so good. Like that's really good. I really like this. This looks so cool. Like it looks really cool. Unbelievably cool. Truly, this is peak. This is actually peak. Okay, okay, let's just get into it already. This is peak. I can't wait for this. I did take a look just to make sure that the intervallo was there, and it is. So that's great. Can't wait for another peak. Oh wait, what? I thought that, okay, there's new content apparently. I think something got patched. Because there's a new update. Hold on. Let me just download this real quick. And then we can get into the actual gaming experience. So yeah, just gonna wait for this to download. Uh, so how's everyone's day been? Mine's been good. Yeah. I should have checked if there was new content to be downloaded. I downloaded it earlier, but I didn't think there would be like new content immediately. Oh well. Okay, we're in. We're in. It's done downloading. We're in. Let's get to the peak. Let's get to peak already. Hold. Okay, just to check. Let me just check if audio's good real quick. Okay, audio's fantastic. Okay. We're good. Not scuffed. Hope for not scuffed stream. First stream was very scuffed. Let's hope it doesn't turn out that way this time. Hoping. Crossing my fingers. No scuff stream. No scuff stream. And we're in. Yeah, okay. Error compensation. I knew it. I knew that was error compensation. Let's see. Are the new guys here already? I'm guessing they are. One of them is. Oh, that means you get the other one for free. It's the Ryoshi one. Oh, that means you get Otis for free. Oh, sweet, you get Otis for free. Yeah, hell yeah. I can grind for this. So peak. So peak. So peak. Okay, I probably should at the ID briefly, because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard of it at all. I mean not at all. I have seen the PV for it, and I have seen like a bit of what it can do, but I haven't like looked through everything. Maybe just rupture. Yep, rupture. Yep, more rupture. Rupture count. Yep. Yep. Rupture. Yep. Rupture haste. Death right. Haste. Haste. Unique haste. Okay. Haste. Okay. Haste and rupture. Haste and rupture. Clashable counter. Haste and rupture. Rupture count. Wait a minute. Clashable. Wait. Does Otis have that one too? Does that mean we get easy access to talisman? Does this mean easy access to talisman? Hold on, hold on.
이 근처에 괜찮은 레스토랑이 있다네. 니너
If the defense skill's also gluttony, this is gonna be so peak. It's also oh, this is peak, and it's rupture too. Okay, basically just the same idea. Basically just the same idea. Based on just skimming through this. Basically just the same idea. Basically just the same. Anyways, let's get to it. You know what we're here for. Music is peak as always. Music is peak as always. Let's get into it. Oh wait, hold on. Before we actually do get into the good stuff, I have prepared something for the stream. Unlike last time's stream where I had nothing and was just gameplay, I did actually prepare something to give more visual interest to the viewer, to the viewing experience. I here present you, I bring to you, Peak, known as, hello, he was there for a moment. Okay, it's loading, give it a sec. You saw it for a brief moment. Please tell me this can work. I tested this earlier. Come on. Come on. I tested this. Where are you? Where are you? Where? There he is! Yes! It's here! I have finally ascended to a physical-ish form. I am now hereby represented by Roshinante Gregor. This is absolutely peak. This is peak stream content. Now your streamer has now you can physically observe your streamer when your streamer is talking. So peak content. I am a good streamer. Get into it. Okay, Happy New Year. Let's get into it. let's actually get into it. Okay. There's no voice acting for the intervallo yet, so I'm gonna have to voice act it. If oh dear, we're gonna have to go through my voice acting again. Everyone loved my voice acting last time. Ah, Dante, an idea where the leftover cake from yesterday went? No idea. I mean, why would I know? I can't even eat food. Did Donkey already get her paws on him? Roger rubbed her tired eyes, muttered something about how we should have partied in her room instead, and stumbled to the bed. The New Year's came swiftly to the inhabitants of the bus after the various incidents at the LCE. The sinners all came from different backgrounds and parts of the city, but annual celebration for New Year's seemed to be a thread that connected their cultures together. They began floating the idea of a New Year's party and hold on, let me just I think the oh wait, the audio time. Let me just because on my end it's not that loud. I mean it shouldn't be that loud. I am a streamer after all. Excellent! Then permit me the honor of hosting this banquet. With her usual overdramatic boast, coupled with the familiar twinkle in her eyes, Don Quixote declared that there would indeed be a New Year's party, and thus it was decided. Again? After all the hell we went through with the back door and not for the out-of-season Christmas celebration. Ahem. Yet I must insist, for 'twas but an effort to decorate the bus, the intent quite divorced from the act of celebration. Don Quixote glanced at Sinclair, sheepishly scratching the back of her head. Huh? Oh, don't worry about me, really. Well, 'tis true that mine actions have brought thee quite the distress, unintentionally, I might add. Thus I ask thee, wouldst thou not agree that a communal event to mark the occasion might freshen both our spirits and bodies? I can't even begin to imagine her amnesiac self even talking a moment to give a damn about how Sinclair might take it. But I guess with memory came tact. You know, it's our first New Year's. It's our first New Year's together. It sure is an occasion for a celebration, huh? Gotta hear that bell go ding to really mark the tradition to a new year, right? Ah, it seems like we shall be welcoming the first light of the new year in company of one another. This is indeed a cause for celebration. A bowl of noodles before that last night of the year's day. Classic. Sob! Such bubbling enthusiasm from ye warmth mine own heart. Forsooth, the grandiosity of this banquet shall be one for the books. Fireworks most brilliant, enough delicacies to... Oh, shoot, I accidentally skipped that one. Caron, when's our next stop? Mephi'll be running non-stop for 3 days at least. Only dum-dums stop on a fast road. So she says. Cornelius mutters with his usual sardonic edge. one fist under his chin. Faye, for next year's celebration, the banquet shall be prepared. Ere the promised hour. Don Quixote's idea of a grand banquet depressingly fizzled into nothingness. But Raja brought out the cakes and cookies she'd stashed in her room so we could at least hold a small celebration for the New Year's together. After that, we all stayed up together, watched the New Year's first sunrise briefly paint the city in gold, then retired to sleep. When everyone woke up, rubbing their tired eyes, the world outside the bus had completely transformed. There was a behemoth of a structure, bizarre in its presence and its walls seemingly made of gargantuan steel plates. The sinners began to voice their surprise, appropriately so, as what came into view was different from any of the nests we passed by on our journey thus far. Is that massive structure all one thing? If that whole thing's a nest, then where the hell is the back street? That's big enough to cover 8 square territory, and some. Well, there he goes again. Asking dumb questions about everything together. That's not the nest. That's that huge block you see over there. That's District 8. We call it Hongyan, vast garden here at 8th Court. The nest lies within the center of the structure and the banquet valley. So they squeeze the entire population of this district in there? Do they not get any ray of sunlight all year round? Well, at least they won't have to worry about rain. Aha! Prithee, avail me a sight as well! As the sinners began to gather one by one at the other side of the bus, stirred awake from the late night rest, I felt my gaze drawn toward Hong Lu. It's his turn! He's next! He's next! I looked for signs of concern or distress in his face. Worry. It wasn't exactly something unique to Hong Lu, but the stories about his past home life we heard throughout the years, whenever he shared them, were all consistently and terribly depressing. It's not such a bad place when you actually try living here for a while. But his lips, ever so slightly curled upward, and so slightly are making the same expression as always. An expression that hasn't changed at all since our first meeting. Maybe it's just a cultural difference. Kinda like how Hong Lu can be so nonchalant about things that should give most people pause, but actually, no, I'm not helping anyone or anything by entertaining these thoughts. My job at this moment is to keep a close eye on Hong Lu, more so than usual. And if the time comes for me to help him, as the manager, give it my all. Besides, whoa, this thing's even bigger up close. Verily, I carry no recollection of a structure so grand, even in past adventures of mine. If my efforts aren't enough, I know I can push the sinners to lend me a hand. Hey, let me see too. I collected my thoughts and approached the sinners who were flattened up against the glass window to get a good view. Oh, that's it for this one. Oh, yo! Oh, it's bigger than I thought. I thought we were looking through the window, but no, the bus is right here. So small. That is one large cube. I think that entire thing is like almost the size of like the biggest IKEA. It might even be the size of the biggest IKEA. You never know. IKEAs are massive. That being said, I've only been to like an IKEA once in my entire life. I bought like the IKEA shark from there, and like I have him on my bed currently, laying. Oh, enter them. The duel? We're having a duel? Oh my god! Wait, that's Honglu. Hold on. Is this another? Are we using only Honglu? Is it a Camille situation again? It says duel, so I'm expecting a Camille situation. But looking at the selection and that we can't just. I guess we can solo with Honglu. Do I want to solo with Honglu? No. No. I don't.
이번 의뢰는 몇 발이나 들고 가야
I might try this one specifically. I might still for like a short.
지위를 받는 건 오랜만이네요. 지위를 받는
화점에 두지.
피가 범람할 시간이요.
고래를 향해.
일인가요?
응? 고래를 내가 태어나.
부선장이 필요한가?
Okay, let's go. It's fine.
어머,
It's
부탁드려요.
fine. It doesn't matter if the average is lower, as long as the main guys are good. It really doesn't matter. This might be an odd observation, but the bus is so bus-shaped. I always like looking at like the Limbus company logo. I keep thinking it would be more train shaped, but it's more bus shaped. Once we left the bus. Oh man, can't believe we had to get off the bus here. We have to make a formal complaint against H Corp for this crap. What the hell were they thinking? Doing shoddy construction work at the entrance of a highway that leads straight into the nest. Any cautions there may be to such construction projects. Yet, perhaps an early warning sign here. Here our approach to the site would have been sensible, as the... Were it not for young Kadon's most valiant drifting, ugh, I shudder to even imagine the terrible possibilities. 'Twould have been a most awful end to an adventure. It's no surprise that the sinners all had a piece of their mind to speak. As we drove up the entryway, we unexpectedly came across a mess of badly put together steel plates blocking our path in the middle of the road. Haron quickly spun the bus around, which meant that everyone ended up being thrown about like ragdolls. Poor Yi-sang. Good thing there was another road off the highway that leads to the city, right? I bet Haron would have tried to cruise here all the way back to the last mission. But looks like we'll be going through all these winding alleys to get to the nest. It's so dark in here. We were greeted by a dark street upon disembarking the bus, illuminated only by faint strands of light. It was immediately obvious that we found ourselves in the back streets of H. Looks pretty impressive from the outside, but no different from other back streets inside, eh? Yep, it's a familiar sight. Gotta say, it's getting real old. I asked thee, is the nest of this district shrouded in such darkness as well? No. These particular sites are limited to the back streets of District 8. The back streets of this district weren't very different from the other ones we've visited in the past. People hurrying through the streets as though they were being chased by something. People scowling and glaring at the ground with some sickness or discomfort. Scenes all too common in every corner of the city. There was one thing about this place that stood out from the other districts, however. They're kind of reminding me of former T-Corp soldiers back in the war. What? What do you mean? You mean those fellas? Are we getting Gregor lore? More Gregor lore? We're getting true potential man lore here. The growths on their flesh appeared too organic to be prosthetic. Some of them had odd protrusions or nodules bulging from their skins as well. Not at all, Manager Bud. Look, they haven't all mutated in the same pattern, like into an insectoid form, for example. Well, I guess I should commend you for not looking at them through a biased lens. You were observing the aftermath of District 8's distinctive method of treatment. Oh! So this is where the rumors about the bluish healing ointment came from, huh? Apparently they can cure any flesh wound after just one night dressed in bandages. It seems that certain misconceptions need to be addressed. They are the variations of H-Corp singularity. The bolus. The bolus? She's likely referring to the medicines brewed and kneaded into a ball-shaped pill. Correction. I mean, not correction. Correct. H-Corp, or the Hongguan Bioengineering Group, mainly manufactures boluses that contain essences of treatment. The boluses may be taken orally, ground into water into a paste and applied directly to the affected area, or dissolved in water, soaked in the bandage, and wrapped around the necessary area for treatment. It's not the only ball-shaped pill I'd like to swallow. Low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fruit. Not the only thing that's low-hanging. Hey! I guess rumors transform as they travel. Oh, I see. I was just thinking about how they do things back at the K-Corp. The focus of K-Corp's technology is the reversal or recovery of one's conditions. Returning to the original state is the key word in their treatment. It is no rare sight to find unique techniques and technology developed independently by the inhabitants of the back streets of District 8 using the manufactured boluses. The treatments are not individually customized for each patient. Instead, their focus is on selecting the appropriate technique from a myriad of choices to address the deficiencies in their statuses. Perhaps one could choose the word transformation or evolution as a more illustrative descriptor for their methods of treatment. So, that's what counts as treated? The crowd Sinclair was pointing at clearly appeared unhurt, as none of them were bleeding or walking with a limp, but many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing, or scratching adamantly at their mutated parts. I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background, by the way. I think the puppies need food. I think they'll stop once mother gives them food. I'm sorry for that if you can hear that in the background, but like the puppies are like aggressively barking right now. They're very hungies for some yum yums right now. So I hope you don't mind that. Anyways, where was I? Many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing, or scratching absent-mindedly at their mutated parts. Hold on, give me a sec. Anyways, I'm back. Just needed to do something. Ah. Ah. They must be the regulars. Unexpectedly, we found our answer not from Foss, not from Rousseau, but from Hong Lu. The regulars? Yes, I've heard them as a child. Heard of them as a child. People who've grown too accustomed to visiting the clinic in search of their mystical treatments. The regulars might appear more intimidating than most at first glance, but apparently all side effects they've been stacking changes them in strange ways. It is highly likely that inner operations conflicts or issues will arise when applying highly disparate treatment methods to a single body. At least it's a cheaper alternative for people who didn't sign up for the life insurance. Life insurance! Life insurance pog! You speak of life insurance? Yes, life insurance. There's a special insurance option to bring the clients back to life upon the event of their death. So, the irony isn't lost on me, but I thought resurrecting people was one of the head's taboos. The head does not consider the revival via life insurance to be a violation of their non-resurrection taboo. It is likely on a technical level this revival is actually categorized as brain resuscitation as opposed to a full resurrection. The grading of its functions considered, of course. Another fatal downside to this technology is that, unlike the Mandra's platform, the subject cannot be brought back if their brain is destroyed, although there is a risk of significant losses in the process of information transference. Losses, so maybe some of their mutations could be more than just the side effects of these treatments? Maybe. But I heard it takes more than one or two revivals to change that much. And since apparently people in the back streets could never even dream of paying consistent insurance renewal rate, so... After all, who would sign up for life insurance if using its service could reduce them to such pitiful states? Yeah, they appear pathetic and pitiful to you rich bastards, don't they? A man approaches. You'll soon be in the same boat as them. Stay up to save some pity for yourself. Identify yourself! The stranger's voice cut through our discussion like a foreign instrument. We turned around to find a large group of people who were clearly up to no good. We're about to get ganged up on, guys. Guys, we're about to get jumped. You must be the young master of that highly and mighty Tia family, eh? I can tell just by looking at your pretty face. Your friend, Honglu? No. I haven't had much chance to get acquainted with people from the back streets, so... Nope. I've never met them before. Of course you haven't. Too busy living large, playing gods in a whole different world from us flesh, huh? Not that it matters. We're just here to take the thing you brought guessing you brought here for submission to the family hierarchy evaluation. The what evaluation? Okay, there's clearly been a misunderstanding. There's quite a lot of them. We're not off to a great start here. Huh. Anna. Actually, no. It'd be a violation of our office's core values to jump them like we're some common thugs. I, Shansan, third son of the Triax office, challenge Gia Baoyu of the Gia family to a duel. So do you think we're getting these as as identities like we did Fire Fist? Like if these guys get popular enough, are we getting these as identities? That would be cool if like we get a representative of like one office from like everything that's been mentioned in the story. That would be nice addition, because it also like gives them more stuff besides like their like inclusion within the story. It also gives them more lore. So that be nice. Anyways, our wager will be that the winner can take anything they want from the loser. Wait, what do you mean by a duel? Duel? If I ever make this into a video, we're editing in here the Yu-Gi-Oh duel. I have heard tales that duels of the honorable fixers of the Sync Association Eastern Branch announced that they intend to duel by stating their affiliations and name instead of casting their gauntlets. And the pamphlet that young Ishmael had presented before me earlier presented that the Triax office is indeed an office of the East, though they are indeed of lesser quality. Tis a true, genuine, accurate declaration of a duel that we behold. So, it's just a fancy way of saying 1v1 me, let's go in it. Oh my god, 1v1 me, let's go. Kim Ji-hoon, your writing is peak. I mean, this guy doesn't look too tough. What do you think, Foss? Agreed. This individual does not seem to possess any particular exceptional skills that may pose difficulties for Hong Lu. I think it's gonna be okay. I'll be back in a minute, Dante. You sure this is okay? I don't think you're gonna lose against him, but, you know, just in case. No worries, I have some childhood experience with duels myself. I've done about 10 of them, I think. Huh, so Rich the boy's dabbled in some duels, has he? I think you misunderstand. I meant to say that I've done about 10 of them a day. Oh, but grandmother sometimes let me skip them, so it might have been slightly fewer than that on some days. What? I, Hong Lu of Limbus Company. No. I, Bao Yu of Gia family. Accept this duel. Oh my god. Name reveal? I haven't read, like, Hong Lu's book, nor have seen any videos, like, discussing it. So, this is a genuine reveal to me. I did not know his real name was this. I thought his name was just Hong Lu. I didn't know he had an actual, like, other name, like how Don Quixote is actually Sancho. I didn't actually know that. Hong Lu stepped forward confidently as the opponent was processing what he just heard. For a moment, Hong Lu stood there in a stance that did not express even a hint of aggression, before curiously cocking his head to the side. sorry. Are we waiting for something? Hmm? Oh, so I always let the opponent do the first two moves in duels. Please don't hesitate. Let me, you little. Your cocky pride shall be your downfall. The man who introduced himself as Shan San leaped towards Honglu. Then, after about a minute, how is this happening? Unlike Shan San, who was throwing punches and swings with boiling hot passion, Hong Lu was effortlessly gliding between his opponent's strikes like he was out on a picnic. Good job, Hong Lu. Good job. As though this was but a leisurely stroll through a garden. Whenever Shan San threw a powerful punch, Hong Lu redirected it to the side with ease, the fist only grazing his blow. We were mesmerized by the feathery light movements of his hands and feet that effortlessly glided through the air. Until, after one blink and you'll miss it moment, we realized that Shan-san was already face down on the ground, utterly defeated. Ho, young Hong Lu, hast thou been concealing thy full strength in our presence? Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I always put my all into every fight. Yet, to defeat this foe so soundly, to dance with such grace between his strikes is... was as though you were dueling someone whose skills may only measure against a child's. But most of our fights happen in environments with lots of variables, and we usually fight against enemies with all kinds of unexpected weapons and powers. You read me. Already familiar with our moves. Oh, yes. One of my Jiu instructors used similar techniques as this gentleman here. Practice makes perfect, and perfection makes expert, right? Right, but I'm not sure if that's entirely relevant here. Well, anyways, looks to me that he suddenly kicked your behind in this duel. Let us through. Why don't ya? And preferably not do the thing I think you're about to do. They're about to do the thing he thinks he's about to do. Oh god. This duel wasn't overseen by a notary of office anyway. And our employer's not gonna let this failure slide if we just leave. Don't just sit there. Move your asses and jump them! Yup, we're getting jumped! Pathetic. I can see how we're becoming experts at getting jumped. Yeah. With a bitter cry of the defeated, his gang rushed towards us. Okay, let's kick your asses. Let's kick their asses. Oh, I need a drink water. Hydrate or dihydrate.
임무 시작.
패턴을 파악하는 게 주요해. 집중 잃지
Dang!
말라고.
그리고 일단 시작하면
Dang! Hold the
달기는 거지.
phone! Hold on. Wait, hold on. Yo! This is sick! Oh, yo, like actually, that's actually so sick. I'm gonna stay silent for a bit. You got like you need to hear this. Oh yeah, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. I love Project Moon music. I love the music in this game. It's so good. Anyways, let's completely murder them. Let's murder them. Let's murder them.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
효력사. 좋아.
Get their asses.
가면
Go.
되겠네.
사선이 비었어요.
공론 지원한다. 한 점만 노린다.
저런 사람을 영입해야 하는 건데.
Win rate go burr. Win rate go burr.
이구나.
육청.
그 삶에 마침표를. 사선이 비었어요.
공론 지원한다.
별이
타겟 제거 확인.
긍정적인 신호다. 마음은 놓지 말고.
사격 개시.
글씨가 전부 깨끗났네.
This is high octane gameplay. High octane gameplay. This really isn't a great start, fellas. It's never easy, is it? Hey, at least we got a nice warm-up. It wasn't all that bad. I don't know. It seems more serious than our usual street brawls. Ishmael's right. They weren't your everyday thugs who pick fights with random people for no good reason. They were contracted by someone to specifically target and eliminate Hong Lu. It's probably his family. And given how open they were about their intent, calling it a contract, it doesn't seem like whoever gave the contract was exactly going for subtlety. Then, maybe this is what Shi Chun was talking about way back when she mentioned surviving as heirs. Whoever's behind this must have had a bone to pick with Hong Lu. Indeed, it seems that we must expect more skirmishes like this going forward. Alas! Was this trial not readily overcome? Not the point. Think on it a little more. Seems like they're assuming that Hong Lu's got something here in order to participate in that family hierarchy evaluation. Then there's no reason to assume that we've seen the last of them. They're gonna try again to take out the competition. A highly accurate assessment of the situation by the executive manager. I expected no less from someone of your genius. Bootlicking as always, I see Otis. going for the classics of brown nosing today. Otis. See? Roger knows what's up. Roger knows what's up. Since when was it brown nosing to compliment a job well done? Do you not expect? This inane conversation is most riveting, but I would prefer some silence while we wait. It seems that the company foresaw such difficulties. They've sent you a support team to help handle this issue. We heard voices coming from behind us, from where Virgilius pointed. My, you guys still haven't learned how to stick to the plan, have you, Sod? Sod? Wait. It really threw me off when I was told to meet you in some backstreet location away from our agreed rendezvous point. A familiar voice, a voice we could not forget. Yo! Sod! Welcome back! Hope to God you do not die this intervallo! Oh. Oh dear! Been a while, everyone. Oh, Pilot's here as well. Okay. Hi, I'm here too. Eh. Please do not let both of these guys die. Please do not make this be Canto 3 reenacted. Please don't be Canto 3 reenacted. Please! Do not repeat this plot point! We turned around to follow where the voice was coming from, and recognized two people we've been hoping to see again. I see a future where it reenacts Canto 3, and this is where we get subtly some development. I can see a future where that happens. Not sure how to feel about that. And then if we fight sweepers in this, it's gonna be like Encore. I can parallels, kinda. Not really, but kinda. Who knows? Who knows? But then, honestly, I was not expecting both of them to show up. Like, Sod is one thing, but Pilot? I didn't think we'd see that guy again. I thought he's just gonna stay in Canto 4. I'm not Canto 4, Canto 5. And stay there permanently. I didn't think we'd see him again. Dang, right, Kim Ji-hoon and the writers really making use of the characters that they've plotted up. Does this mean we're gonna see Ricardo again? We did get his, announcer. Are we gonna see Ricardo again at some point? I mean, we probably are. We pissed off the middle. So most likely we are gonna see Ricardo again. But, is it gonna be soon?
그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를
Good job,
막을 수
Heathcliff,
있을
as
줄
always. Good
알았냐?
job, Heathcliff.
저놈들 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
A guide. Okay, here we go. Since we were talking, I wonder what the overall plot this intervallo is. Because last time it was kind of obvious. It was like a checkup, just like some degree. But I'm not sure with this one. I know it revolves around the sweepers. But other than that, I'm unsure. I'm unsure what we're doing here. I know most likely we're gonna get Hong Lu progression. Most likely we are going to like at some point get to. I don't think we're gonna see any of his family members. I don't think in this one currently. Sod? Yeah, exactly, Gregor. Exactly, Gregor. Exactly. This is what I'm talking. See? And hey, pilot, right? You're. Yeah, and Ishmael recognizes pilot. Okay. Yeah, because we legitimately, I legitimately thought, and apparently the listeners also, yeah, that we didn't think we'd see you guys again. I like in person. So yeah, quite the surprise. uh, what's wrong? It's like you're all looking at a ghost. Pilot, didn't you tell me that you shared my news with them the last time? I did. I sure did, ma'am. Oh, yeah, he did. The sinners each recovered from the initial shock of seeing them again, and soon their faces began to bloom with relieved smiles. Well, good to see things haven't changed much around here. Sod, we're so glad to see you're okay. Tick-tock to you too. Good to see your gears are turning just fine. Sod smiled with a familiar grin. She did not seem to have changed much since last time we met, save for a few minor differences. Her outfit and her badge, for example. Last I recall, you were promoted, yes? Allow me to congratulate you. Yeah. Haha. Or the hint of melancholy hanging from her smile and flickering in her eyes. Hey! I'm merely congratulating her on her promotion and offering her recognition of her excellent accomplishments. I don't see what your problem is here. I don't think you're recognizing the fact that she probably got that because of the event in Kanto 3 in which her partner had died. So... But we all know the meaning that promotion carries. Indeed, and it's a very profound. Otis, read the room! After all, what meaning is there to a promotion attained without spilling some blood? Otis, read the room! My god! You're really a piece of work. Otis! Let me ask you something then. If everyone behaves like you do around her, tiptoeing around the facts, keeping it hush-hush about what happened, where's she going to get the bare minimum of recognition and the consolation she deserves? I mean, I guess she has a point there, but still, read the room. Hush, hush would have been nice. I even overheard some of them whispering that I let my partner die just so I can snag a promotion. So, in that regard, I appreciate that, Otis. If we're being technical, I did die, except my brain was intact. Not even K-Corp's regenerative ampules could revive me if it wasn't. And did Effie also? Apparently they went right for Effie's head when they stabbed him with a prosthetic. Is it because we killed him? Oh no, is it because we ended him? Oh no, wait! He could have lived, hold on! We killed him last time, right? Like, because he was suffering, and we wanted to put him out of his... Oh no, I think we killed him! I think he could have been saved, I think we killed him! According to the coroner's autopsy... Take Corp Ampfield's life insurance. Neither of them can revive someone with a damaged brain. Was it actually? Was it actually because of is it actually because of of Cromer's dudes? And or 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 did we actually kill him? And they're like misidentifying it. It is what it is. This is that, and this is this, and that's that. Anyways, let's not dwell on the depressing stuff. We're here for work. Let's get some work done. So, let's talk about work, okay? Pilot? Yes, ma'am. Well, let's see here. Coincidentally, I happen to make friends with a feller who has ties to the Gia family, so I brought him over. Hey. Is that everything? Yes, sir. Briefing over. Just as everyone was reeling in stunned silence at the least informative, least helpful briefing we have ever had the displeasure of sitting through. Ishmael was the first to catch herself. She looked up at Sod. Sod, can we rely on you for some elaboration here? The briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of educating the 5 W and 1 H principle. Looks like we'll have a lot to discuss once we get back, Pilot. Did I do something wrong? Shh. Pilot buddy, just stop. You're digging yourself a deeper hole with every word. Gregor quickly leaned in to warn Pilot, but it was likely too late. A nigh unnoticeable crease had formed between Todd's brows. Oh. Yikes. Prior to commencing this high-priority operation, it was necessary for us to find individuals with connections to H-Corp. So we, as the preliminary observation unit, were put to task, and we managed to establish a connection with an individual. Oh, someone from my family? No, we tried, but your family proved to be rather difficult nuts to crack. However, as we were wasting our precious time with all our leads, Pilot pursued an unconventional method to establish this connection. I really didn't hold back on compliments then, and this is how you... Our collaborator is a former employee of the Gia family. After leaving the family, he now runs a lodging business. Then it is likely that he is far removed from the family's politics. Less motivation for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. Hold on, I'm gonna pause right here because the display for my stream is like lagging a bit, so I can't really like check whether or not the stream's good. Just give me a sec to like check up on things, and we'll be back to the intervallo. Okay, so everything seems to be fine. I think on like YouTube's end. I think it's just my display like isn't like currently, like loading everything. So okay, let's just get back to it. Then it is likely that he is far removed from the family's politics. Less motivation for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. Yes, and according to pilot reports, he still regards the idea of family positively. How can I not, considering the blessings they have given me? An unfamiliar voice butted into the conversation as though to continue Sod's explanation. I humbly present myself before the fellowship of young Master Bao Yu. Please call me, Qing Tao. He greeted us in a most polite fashion before bringing his hands together in an odd motion. Oh, is this how people greet each other here? Yup, it's called the Bao Quan gesture. Bring fists and palms together to express respect and peace towards the receiver. Aha! Knights greet one another by shaking their hands for the self-same purpose. Forsooth, thou art indeed one possessed of a chivalrous spirit. Ah, indeed. Much did I worry about the quality of people young master has surrounding himself with, but I see that he is in company of those wise in the ways of the West. I prostrate myself before the vast breadth of your knowledge. With grand generosity it is to open ajar the waterways of wisdom, to quench my barren land. Something feels familiar about this. Nah, she's just getting less and less verbose with boot licking these days. Not like this guy, for sure. That's true. He's kinda like... How should I put this? A bit much? What are you guys talking about? Communicating only by the sound of a ticking clock. This is something I had already known ahead of time, yet... What a most curious exchange to behold in person. Brief this journey may be, yet I shall find myself thoroughly entertained in its entirety. Aha! We're dealing with two Otises now. Oh, that's great. Oh wait, are we getting Otis progression? Is this is this what this means? We're getting Otis progression now? If that's the case, that's pretty sick if we're getting more from Otis. Maybe it's the subtle symbol of disrespect that reminds you of the usual flavor. Wait, is this about me? You dare! Ahem. Was all that bootlicking she did supposed to be a source of pride for her or something? Otis shook her head with clear distaste and strode toward me. We are nothing alike, executive manager. Never have I once said such empty flattery in your presence, filled with nothing but hot air and superlatives. I'll leave the guidance of these back streets to him. Well, looks like this is where... Sod felt silent, her eyes lingering on Virgilius, who stood somewhat apart from the rest of us. So, I finally get to meet the Red Gaze in the flesh. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Effie would have loved to be here. Manager? Virgilius seemed to sense her lingering gaze and walked toward us after nodding slightly in her direction. Manager saw. Let's not make this any longer than it has to be. I'm not happy to be helping you with your businesses. I'd much rather put this behind me as soon as possible. Oh, please. It's our historic first collaborative operation, Isn't it? Can't you spare a little more time with us? The guy, Bud's actually doing something. That guy. Yes. Unfortunately, LCC has our own business to take care of today, so I won't be accompanying the LCB this time, and the Red Gaze will be helping us out to get it done. Taking Methy there. Vroom vroom. Maybe it's not that unfortunate, now that I think about it. I feel like every mission with the LTB's always been an uphill battle to get anything done. Well, you see, back then, we were... just messing with you. I'm sure we'll have another chance to work together again. Boss, we don't got much time. Wait, before you go, I think you owe us some explanation, Virgilius. I will leave the details to Miss Fox. I'm quite busy. Very well. Virgilius turned around and left toward Mephistopheles. And with an oddly disgruntled expression. Well then, I'll see you around. Next time, I'll show you that I can carry my own weight. You know? Oh boy, the last time we met, I really was so darn pathetic. You still are. You haven't changed. Pilot, competence is shown through action, not words. Sodden Pilot gave us a light nod before following Virgilius. Some sinners opened their mouths to speak, hesitated, then closed them again. We let them go without a word. Perhaps we didn't know what we could say to not make this an awkward farewell. Very well. Please, this way. Or maybe we were simply mindful of this guy who was responsible for the quality of our stay. Whew. Does this mean they don't die? I mean, they could still die off screen. But hopefully this means they don't die. I would really like it for them not to die. That would be very much appreciated, that they do not just die. Like, off screen. That would suck, and that would just be doing them a disservice. Sod specifically. Honestly, if Pilot got that treatment, I wouldn't mind. I'm not going to lie. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully he starts showing his potential. Also, by the way, if you look here at the silhouettes, like you can see both of them. Like, aside from their like actual portraits, you can like see them like as like their battle thing. So that's nice. Maybe this means we'll actually like get to see like their battle right someday. Maybe. Not now, obviously, but maybe. Okay, we're doing this again.
꽃을 피워볼까요?
Okay, we have another fight ahead of us. Singing voice. Deep resentment ought to be washed away. For when the far ones come, betwixt the burnt door shall a star fall astray. Are you sure we're going the right way? I don't like the sound of these weird songs. The main streets are most likely teeming with those seeking to bring harm to the young master. We must venture on an alternative path. And like he said, there weren't any skirmishes once we made it deeper into the dark alleyways. The lack of foot traffic would normally be pretty unsettling, but I guess that's what we needed at this moment. As for the song, it's a song that's become rather popular in the backstreets in the recent months. Can we get a Kim Ji-hoon cover? Wait a minute. We might actually... That depends on Kim Ji-hoon if he wants to show that. But considering that we might get a buck act of this, with like actual voice acting, that part might actually be sung. Oh, okay. Maybe. The lyrics are pretty ominous for a popular song. It is a song that spread through word of mouth. It sings of how the decimated Kong family. This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Didn't know there was a song like that. Is this the first time you've heard of it too, Honglu? He's a posh kid from a posh family. I doubt he's ever set his precious feet in the back streets. So it's no wonder he never heard anything like it. I'm trying my best with the British accent. It's just not coming with. It's not coming with me. I'm also not coming. I haven't been to the back streets before, but no, wait, no. I have been to the back streets before, but Heathcliff isn't wrong. I did spend most of my time in my room. That's precisely because you were the most treasured one of them all, young master. Much like how the jade of the greatest worth is to be cherished, prized and hidden in the deepest depths of one's coffers, where none shall reach. He's gonna backstab us at some point. 100%. him? Oh my god, we are actually getting Otis progression. Wait, we are actually getting Otis progression. Because she's seeing how she's acting through a different... Oh my god, okay. Okay. This is peak. This is peak. To a lesser degree, particularly as of late. So that guy used to work for the Chaya family, huh? Do you know him, Honglu? Young master, is there something on my face? Ah. Honglu stopped himself as though a thought flashed in his head, and then glanced quietly in my direction. And then... It's nothing. Shall we continue walking down this road? He definitely knows something. He definitely knows something. Indeed, humbled as I may be, I am very well versed in the roads of this area. Honglu shook his head as he casually changed the subject. It was as though he was trying to hide something. We know from Tao. I struggled with the pronunciation a bit there, even though I pronounced it correctly previously. Sorry about that. Should we be suspicious of something? He's a collaborator, but only a temporary one. A degree of caution would be advised. Given Pilot's clear and experience and naivete, we would do well to remain suspicious of this character. Boston Otis approached me as Honglu was nodding along and chatting amicably with our guide. Well, looking back at our journey so far, I think we learned our lesson about blindly trusting every collaborator we came across. With this growing mistrust in mind, I slowly made my distance from the guide before asking Faust the burning question. So what was that about back there with Virgilius? Something about him going off to help them out? The consequences of his actions at Wuthering Heights. Oh, okay. We are getting so much. We are being fed very well. Because now we're seeing the result of that. Okay. Like, with this intervallo and the last intervallo, we are being fed so much lore. Like so much lore. Like, it is insane. His actions were a violation of one of the more important items in his contract with the company. He is simply taking responsibility for the breach of contract. I think back to the incident at the manor. It feels like such a long time ago now. Well, that's kind of a bummer. He really helped us out of a pickle. What? That's what they're dragging him away for? Is there a problem, honored guests? It's nothing. Nothing at all. No problemo. Right, Ryoshu? You idiot. Merceau, can you carry Heathcliff for a bit? He's dead tired. It will be done. Heathcliff, punched in the gut by the hilt of Ryoshi's sword, fell forward right onto Merceau's welcoming shoulder. Rodya? You know the kind of I hate the most? The kind of dull people who can't read the room. Don't you feel the same way, Dante? Yep. I nodded enthusiastically as something seemed to imply that she wasn't really asking me a question. I don't think she was about to punch my lights out, but Rodion and Rio should judge correctly this time. Classified company information must not be discussed in the presence of an outsider. Reminds me of the time he got knocked out cold for a while because he kept asking questions without raising his hand. This guy doesn't learn, huh? Is that... No, that's about that time in the bus when they update every... Wow, they're just doing everything? Wow, okay. They're mentioning everything. Oh my. You successfully preserved the secrecy of classified information without spilling blood. I applaud this policy. Heh. I did good, didn't I? I'm not just a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff I'm just not a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff like dirt now. If it is no problemo, as you say, then this is well indeed. And that is well indeed. Yet I worry that it appears that the problem has found us anyway. I stopped and looked around, realizing that we are surrounded by a group of people wielding various weapons in their hand. Huh? Wait, let me redo that. What? Happened to finding us a safer path? It is likely that my guidance has indeed given us a much safer path away from more obvious skirmishes. However, to my great regret, it appears that the more observant of our enemies have tracked us here. Damn it! Then what are you even here for? Is your job to prevent this exact scenario? Let's leave the finger pointing for later. We're gonna have to take them all down. They must not be allowed to disseminate our current location. Did I read that right? Yeah. Exactly. Where are you sneaking off to, Mr. Shintao? I must regrettably and humbly say that my talents in war are terribly lacking, so we intend to become scarce for a moment. Yet I have the utmost faith in the strength of our young master and the honored guest in overcoming this adversity. So... Jingtao was already standing so far away from the front lines that he was practically hiding behind me. Faust, anything you can tell us about these enemies? No, but a consultation with Gesellschaft seemed unnecessary if we were to determine whether negotiating with them is an option. They're coming. Merceau, wake Heathcliff up and set him down. It will be done. Oh my god. Oh, it's Virgilius! Oh my god, it's Virgilius! We get to see this. We get to see this again. In full color. Okay, but anyways, who are we fighting? Are we fighting the Tri-Office guys again? Or are we fighting the new guys? The wolf guys? Or like... Are they wolf or bunny? I didn't check. I think they're bunnies. Okay.
임무 시작.
패턴을 파악하는 게 중요해. 집중 잃지
Tough
말라고.
looking, okay, they're
그리고
just
일단
tough-looking strangers.
시작하면 끝나기 전까지 갈기는 거지.
They're tough looking strangers who's about to die.
타겟 포착 1시 방향.
육청. 효력사.
I'll let the gameplay speak for itself. I don't think there's much to commentate over this.
나라면 인원들을 좀 더 후방에 배치하겠어.
Besides just, you know, pressing win rate and say,
응원하라고
good job, Heathcliff.
한 점만 노린다.
Speaking of which, good job, Heathcliff. You missed the head.
탄하구만.
난 사람을 영입해야 하는 건데.
I mean, to be fair, it's like up close to 50%. So. Not really blaming. Get him, Honglu. I'm so glad I got
공룡
stuff
지원한다.
and like have dedicated like a good part
시야 확보.
of my Limbus career just uptying Honglu and Heathcliff. Because now I have somebody
타겟 제거
usable.
확인.
긍정적인
I have
신호다.
somebody usable
마음은
for
놓지
Honglu
말고.
in the canon. Yeah, there's really not much to commentate over Limbus gameplay. It's just win rate go first. And like if something goes wrong, I can say, oh god, that went wrong. I can blame you for that. That was 39.
지원한다.
That was 39. I can blame you for that one. I can absolutely blame you for that one. But yeah, there really isn't much to commentate about. Besides commentating about commentating about commentating.
긍정적인 신호다. 마음은 놓지 말고.
How much ammo do you have left? 4?
숨 참고 있을 때 말 걸지 마.
You know what? We'll retreat you. Sure.
사격 개시.
Yeah, we only have one boat left. Go, Honglu, go, get him. Can I just say how much I love this? I know it's just full stop fix. It's just full stop and Blade lineage with just one like sync player. But it's really good and effective. Like it really is just really effective. I want to like build up my burn team now. Previously I thought, hey, maybe I should build charge, but burn team's more fun honestly than charge does.
타겟 제거 확인.
긍정적인 신호다.
So
마음은 놓지
anyways,
말고.
welcome done. Oh, now we're struggling. Oh, probably because Merceau hasn't passed much.
즐겁겠군.
Just gonna let the gameplay speak for itself.
이미 도달했다.
흉터의 결과야.
Maybe we can get like golf claps in, like every time like they stagger, like golf claps. Good job.
오케이.
다음 목표로.
Okay, Honglu's out of ammo.
배워내고.
Ooh, go Merceau! You hit all tails! Good job!
그러지게. 아름다운 것.
And we're done. And we're done here. Phew. But yeah, I wanna like build my burn team. Oh, we're back. Sorry. I'll talk about it later. Hostiles in the immediate vicinity have been eliminated. I'm gonna drink water. My throat is quite parched after lots of reading. Our collaborator, who'd been hiding far from the battle, quickly ran up to our side as soon as the fight ended. Are you unhurt, young master? Yep, I'm totally fine. Of course, our honored guest's martial arts skills were all exceptionally brilliant, but young master, your light was the brightest, even among the incandescents. This humble servant could not hold back his tears as this one recite to witness such excellent martial arts from none other than the young master himself. What an unexpected surprise! But don't the children of the Dia family undergo all kinds of strict training regimens from childhood? It was simply my assumption that the young master had ceased his training once he departed the family. Anyways, how do you think they tracked us down anyway? Ah, about that. It appears that we weren't exactly tracked down. Perhaps it may be that the ilk who lurk in these parts of the backstreets recognize the young master's vulnerable countenance. I don't think my face is that well known. The family hierarch evaluations are nigh. Every soul living in the Hongyuan must know the face of the young master who is loved by every elder of the family. It must be that way that they are under the assumption that you are carrying something of great value. The family hierarch, huh? Didn't Jia Shun say something about heirs back then? They all assumed wrong then. I didn't bring anything precious that the elders might be looking for. They're probably talking about your eye, maybe. Or maybe you're just hiding something. Young master, even now? I just couldn't care less about it. That's all. Besides, many of my siblings are much better fit to be the family hierarch than I am. Huh, that's... Ahem. Well, that is indeed a relief. A relief. Ah, well, but of course, it is a highly dangerous endeavor to partake in the hierarch evaluation, so it is a great relief to know that the young master is not putting himself in unnecessary danger. I guess that could be a relief. Sort of. Ooh, now that we took them all down, there shouldn't be any more in the way, right? Greg, can we not jinx ourselves for a second? Why are you laughing, Ryoshu? And now I'm worried. Please do not concern yourselves any further. We will take a more clandestine path. I guarantee a safe and easy passage to our destination. I still have a hard time buying that. The lay of this place would constitute a perfect place to set up an ambush in most places. Yet you claim it to be the safer path. Yet I must ask you to place your faith in this humble servant, for Hongyan is not like most places. Fine. For now. Oda shut her eyes for a moment, out of retorts, then turned to look at Ishmael. Hey, Ishmael, you must have a pamphlet of this place handy, don't you? No way. You're actually gonna read it? Why else would I ask? No, I mean, how could I not be caught off guard after almost a whole year of getting brushed off by everyone else every time I plead with them to read the damn pamphlets? Like hell. Did no one think to? I will find my own intel if you're just gonna ramble on and on with your grievances. Okay, fine. Here it is. Like, okay, so Otis is actually really getting the progression in this intervallo, which I did not really expect all that much. This is really surprising to me, honestly. I thought it's gonna be like a while before we get actual Otis progression. I thought it would be like in the canto itself, not the intervallo. Otis opened the pamphlet and began intently glaring at its text, as though she didn't want to miss even the smallest detail of information in there. Suspicion clear on her knitted brow. Okay. I'm sensing betrayal immediately from that guy who already forgot the name of. He is 100% going to betray us. He is definitely working for one of the family members. Like, he gives off the vibe that he is working for someone and not just doing it for his own personal interest. And I bet that person he's working for is like one of the siblings of Honglu, maybe like his Honglu's brother from the one working with uh I forgot what her name was, but you know, the one working for the opposition. The one with Gubo in it.
의뢰비랑 보호수당에서
Good job, Honglu.
값을 빼면 아, 오늘은 제 사비로 손해를 메울 필요가 없네요.
Alright. Next one.
맛있는 경험을 기대하지.
Next one. So yeah, I was talking about like earlier, like I wanted to make a burn team. I need to go about that. I have been slacking off my XP luck because I've only primarily used when grinding like Mirror Dungeon normal, are like level 1. So I really should just get back onto the grind. I have been very busy as of late, so I couldn't do that. But I really need to get back on that grind. I need to get back to the mines. I need to do my dailies. We were on a desperate run, all the while fighting off hordes upon hordes of enemies. Oi! What happened to safe and easy passage? Explain this shite! It appears that the young master's radiant incontinence was made known. I thought we were finding a more clandestine passage. How come we're getting jumped by even more enemies? As I have said, the young master's radiant. At least try to give a little variation to your excuses! I cannot so easily say that he is being untruthful, given the disjointed allegiance of the enemies attacking us. Otis played with the pamphlet in her hands, clearly frustrated but unable to establish anything concrete. For people without a clear allegiance to attack a member of the Gia family, looks like everyone in the back streets has been getting pretty plucky while I was away. Back then, I couldn't even catch a glimpse of their faces. They'd all be on their hands and knees whenever we walked past. Ah, what a wonderful change. Oh, shove that wonderful change up your ass! You bloody loon! How much longer till we get there? My Kazan is near. Calm your worries. Our guide seems oddly calmer now that he did at the beginning of this journey. Did he really get numb to all the violence that fast? Or... Speaking of which, what's a Kazan? is a term commonly used to refer to taverns, inns, or equivalent places of lodging in this region. Lodging, huh? Like a hotel? Hoo-hoo! It's gonna be pretty fancy then, huh? They serve like complimentary snacks and drinks like the warp train? I doubt it. Not sure about that, but it seems like Kazans also serve alcohol and food alongside their lodging services. Maybe we can get a meal in there. And, you. Hopefully we won't be attacked there like this. Residential non-aggression taboo. Any mutual acts of violence inside a residential building is within this particular area and floor of Hongyan, a taboo. A taboo. Maybe rest easy within. I saw Faust's eyes slightly twitch, as though she had just heard the most ridiculous thing. But I guess I'll ask her about it later. Phew. If it means for some kind of family hierarchy or family head section contest, why couldn't they save all this fighting until then? Because it would be too late. Late how? Every hierarchy candidate must have brought incredibly precious treasures with them. It would be nice if they believed that their own treasure is the most precious of them all, but everyone's going to try to take each other's, just to be sure. I see. Just in case someone else brought something even better than their own. And might as well kill them too, for the sake of convenience. Is that how folks in your family think? What kind of line of thinking is that? But other families didn't seem too different from mine. Damn. Deepest apologies for intruding upon this most enthralling conversation. However, we may be inviting even further trouble by dallying here. With that, the guide pulled out a watch to check the time. It will be nighttime soon. I don't like the sound of that. What do you mean by nighttime? Is this where the sweepers come in? Oh no. Okay, we're back to the thrilling gameplay of hitting win rate. Welcome back to Win Rate Gaming.
응원하라고 쓰여 있는데?
Pleasure to be here. Okay, oh. We're claiming bones today. Look at that, a surprise appearance from To Claim Their Bones. Everyone give a warm round of applause to Claim Their Bones. We don't see To Claim Their Bones often. In just spamming win rate.
계속하면 되겠네.
Good job, Heathcliff. Nice shot.
여기
Golf
확대해봐.
clap, golf clap. Win rate, win rate.
지금 공격에 들어가는 게 유효하겠어.
Nice. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. But yeah, okay. Let's actually get to real commentary. But like, I wanna try a bird. I'm like very fond of toys at the moment,
긍정적인 신호다.
as you can tell.
마음은 놓지 말고.
But like Burn is really growing on me based on how much I've used it in mirror dungeons, and I want to try doing mirror dungeon Infinity with a massive, because I think that's really sick. But again, I have to go in the mines again. And like, do I have the maybe? I mean, the event's gonna help.
머리통이
This event's
적절하다고.
gonna help. Like,
타겟 제거 확인.
because I'm pretty sure in the
놓지 말고
shop there's like XP stuff that I can do. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like enough, but it's certainly gonna be like a boost. You goons the poise, eh? You goons the poise? and you banked the rupture? Okay. Okay.
먼저 빠진다.
how do you feel about burn though? How do you feel about burn? Do you have any like feelings to burn?
한 사람이 낼 수 있는 일격으로서는
Any feelings to burn?
죄를 새겨주겠어.
Are you rizzing up burn?
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
You wanna clap and kick some burn? Anyways. Now here we are. You lose your organs to burn. Your pelvis will be crushed to burn. You will be dried to charge. Is this the place? After running through alleyway after alleyway, after turning corner after corner, we finally came across the sight of several small buildings tightly built next to one another. At the center of them was a building lit with red lamps, adorned with a door plate and complicated-looking letters scribbled over it. This is shoddier than I expected. Hey, isn't this place a bit too trashy to house your precious young master? This is not our building. Please, look this way to see where our honored guest will be staying for the night. I knew it! I heard so much from Honolulu about all the splendor, all the... We followed the Qingtao's finger and arrived at a small warehouse of sorts, its exterior painted in black. That looked smaller than even Mephistopheles. Can we all even fit in there? Hey! That place looks trashy as heck! Even for us! Let alone your young master! This is the nearest Kazan we could afford to stay in, at least among the ones that I manage. Yet, its location in the back street heavily limits the level of decency it can afford. My deepest and sincerest apologies, young master. Don't worry, we can always sleep in decent places. We can't always sleep in decent places. It looks just fine for an overnight stay to me. Are you nuts? Can that thing even fit all of us in there? Much that I wish to guide the honored guest to the family mansion in the central zone. However, the time... Oh, the sweeping way. Doesn't that start at 3:13 in the morning? I feel like we've got plenty of time to get there. Exactly. We don't have more than enough time to get to the... Don't we have more than enough time to get to the family mansion? According to H Corp Travel Guide, the central area is only like an hour away from here. Has the honored guest traveled to District 8 before? Well, no, this is my first time here, but then one must ask how the honored guest could claim to have full understanding of a place merely by flipping through a book when she hasn't had to contend with it in person. Innumerable unpredictable changes await in this teeming jungle of buildings. The ever-shifting structures, the constantly changing paths, ambushes from foolish yet vicious syndicates, or even offices of the backstreets. Oh, we are beset by danger from all sides. Such bold, flippant approach to predict the phenomena of this place is to court death. Even a toddler must know that. One fails to disguise his other's sorrow at the inadequacy of her wisdom. Is it just me, or are we all thinking back to Ishmael back at the Great Lake? Zip it, Dante! But if the guidebook lists a path, does it not imply that it's technically possible to reach there in time? Oda suddenly took a step forward. In her hand was the age-group travel pamphlet that Ishmael was talking about. I have faith that if our executive manager would lead us directionally challenged stead, lead us in your directionally challenged stead, they would be able to lead us to our destination before nightfall. Okay, I've been reading a lot. Ugh, my reading comprehension, dang. How many are we in already? Are we halfway? I don't think we're halfway. I know intervalos are pretty long. It took me more than 6 hours to finish the last intervalo. I might have to break this up into, chunks. I don't think I can finish this by today. Anyways, let me reread this. I have faith that our executive manager would lead us in your directionally challenged stead. They would be able to lead us to our destination right before night falls. Me? This does not appear to have been discussed beforehand. Very well. Allow me to speak freely without frills. My responsibility is to bring the honored guest to the central zone and to ensure the young master's safety. It is indeed technically possible to reach the family mansion before night in the backstreets commences. Technically. Yet, not even one iota of danger to the young master shall be permitted. The mission that has been so graciously bestowed upon this humble servant is not to guide the young master with haste, but to guide him with utmost safety. Oh! It is said that those engaging in strategies and plans must remain wary of losing sight of their purpose. To stubbornly forge on towards the family mansion is in lieu of necessary intel to see when these mobs of assailants would end. Is to wrongly prioritize the journey over the destination. You. Oh, you. Wonderful. Truly impressive. You have all the quality of someone I would trust with my life when devising a stratagem. This is the most fitting attitude for those who genuinely wish the best those they serve. Really? You're just gonna start going along with them all of a sudden? I have misunderstood your intentions. Truly. They sparked my ire by comparing some of your choice words with my very own. Yet now, my eyes have been opened to the honest loyalty that lies within your heart. This humble servant did not imagine even in his wildest dreams that there would be someone who understands the fathoms of his loyalty. It seems that young master has certainly gained an eye for allies and fellowship. This is a cause for much relief in my heart. The Otises are getting along, guys. The Otises are getting along. I don't think this is progression. I think she's just getting along with the other one. Ha ha ha! Listen to him. This one knows how to jest. They're basically best buds now, huh? Ahem. Ahem. I may have lost my cool for a moment there. Anyway, this man speaks true. It is highly likely that we would be exposed to attacks of similar nature were you to continue moving at this time. He's just really at the side now, isn't she? That's when I realized she was looking in my direction. The exaggerated smile had all but completely faded from her face, replaced with an odd but dead serious expression when our gazes locked. He nodded. He must be completely turned around by that guy. Is this her way of saying, so long, I'm gonna quit and go work with this guy now? Thanks for everything? She's finally turned heel. She's finally turned heel. Okay, never mind, this is progression. It's just not in the way that I wanted. No, she's finally backstabbed us. As for this hotel, it is still much better than sleeping in outdoor tent barracks. We should be able to relieve ourselves of some fatigue here before moving on. Did you not earlier insist on continuing our search for a better accommodation with the greatest vehemence, Miss Otis? Yeah, whatever. Just get your point. We get your point. Let's just go inside. Phew. My humble self can only behold your generous acceptance of this insufficient lodging with the deepest gratitude. After all that serious talk, the man seemed oddly relieved to hear our decision as he brought his fist and palm together. Architecture of today mustn't be judged with such haste by an observation of their exterior. The interior may hold ought to be surprised of. Worry not. With Rodion surrendered. Wouldn't that be nice? We made our way into the building. Oh. This actually ain't so bad. It's clean in here. This place presents a rather classical aesthetic. The landscape paintings lining the walls give off a rather sophisticated mood. And it's much more spacious inside than it looks from the outside. They use some sort of space expansion technology in here too. No, it seems that the building only appears small due to the density of the structures in proximity. Well, the door is now open. Should my presence be required, I shall be in the small shed next to this building. Please, do converse freely. The man smiled awkwardly and quietly excused himself as the excitement among the sinners began to grow. Meanwhile, Hong Lu stood a fair distance from the guide, quietly watching his face as he left. His expression was enigmatic, as if he were gazing upon the clouds, the flowers, or even the wind. Yet there was no light in those eyes. It was as if they beheld a storm cloud, a desolate field of wilted flowers, and a howling destructive gale. Do you suspect something, Hong Lu? So he decided to ask. Not yet, I don't think. Huh? Not yet? So, big brother, something felt off to you too, huh? Oh, wait, oh, it's you. Yeah. That's when we caught a familiar voice. Wow, Ji-chun! It's you! And so soon, too! Yeah, I told you. I told you I had a feeling we'd be seeing each other again very soon. Have you been well, young master? I'm so glad to see that you're doing okay, Mr. Wei. Oh, wait. Don't tell me you're staying here too, Ishan. I normally won't ever set foot in a place like this, but I ran into some kind of large-scale construction on my way back to the family mansion. I had to come in through the back streets. So we weren't the only ones troubled by that random construction site. Whoa! Hail to thee! Yeah. Oh, she remembers. She remembers Don Quixote! The confident look on Jishun's face was immediately replaced by that of alarm. Did she lose her memories again? Is she with you? No. Don Quixote's the same as ever. Ahem. 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 But she looks like such an airhead. Young Ji-shun! Well, wouldst thou accompany me to the lounge for a moment, so that we may share a moment of catching up? Oh, yeah. Actually, let's do that. Hold on. Jashun seems to hesitate for a moment, staring at Don Quixote after hearing that her memories were intact. Oh, is this about the river? The river that makes you old? Is it about that? Before walking right up to her, I like that idea. Shall we, Wei? Shall we? Wei, why don't you go and find a room for me to stay in while I talk some things out with her? What? You wanted to do some catching up, right? I feel like I feel like if people... I feel like there are gonna be some shippers with this. I feel like this is gonna like start a new ship or something. I feel like fan art's gonna like spew from this. And you know what? All for it. Let it brew. Let the ship brew. I welcome it. Tis, Manager Esquire. Loss of critical personnel may be a cause for disciplinary action, Dante. I don't think there's anything wrong with making friends, though. Looks like Jishun really likes Don Quixote, if she's comfortable enough to tease her like that. It's not Don Quixote she likes. She's obviously just wants Don Quixote's powers she saw back then. My lady, this is hardly the appropriate place for... Fine. I'll try again later. Go get some sleep. I'm heading in too. Ishan sighed with a bit of disappointment before heading into the lobby. Well, let's all head inside now. So I and the rest of the sinners followed her into the lodging. Oh, we are being well fed. like the amount of like lore, like story-based content and like stuff relating to like different characters, like meeting Sod and Pilot, stuff with like Virgilius like getting repercussions for his actions back in Wuthering Heights, and now we're meeting Jishun, and also stuff going on with Otis now, like like story-wise, I feel bloated. I feel like I'm being fed too much now. That's a lot. I mean, I'm not complaining, but dang. Like, good job on the writing
그 정도
team.
화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을
Like,
줄 알았냐?
who knows?
저놈들 무기까지 줘서 철수하자고.
Genuinely. Okay, I think this... I have been streaming for 2 hours. I might go for a little while. I'll do one more, I think. I'm only 5 in. Dang. Only 5 in? Yeah, I'm only 5 in. So... How many are there here? 12? I might do 6. I might do half. I might split this up into, I do this until it reaches 6, and then I finish it, the rest later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so this is the last one. This is the 6th one. And then after that, I think I'm going to end it for today. I mean, halfway through is not that bad. Let's see if... Okay. Wrong thing. I wanted to press the other thing. I wanted to go to the exchange. I can get this already. Honestly, I might just save for Otis. Immediately. I think that... Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I might grind off camera to get to the point where I can buy Otis. So next stream I think we can use Otis, and then maybe next stream I can retire the Poise team because I'm using Poise a lot. So yeah, let's get cracking. And then we can finish it up for today. Ah. Something ominous is going on. Why is Sinclair pacing around? Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodging, but Sinclair appeared to be the most anxious of them all. It's probably because he's scared of the sweepers. Isn't it in Time-Killing Time? I think it's in Time-Killing Time, where the sweepers were mentioned and Sinclair was terrified of them. Sinclair? Something's in here. Something in here stands out. Imagine an ideal picture. Fly, broken wings. Again, if I'm turning this into a YouTube video, editing me, please insert fly broken wings at the mention of ideal. It's my god. God, Kim Ji-hoon, you did not. No, they acknowledged the meme. They acknowledged the ideal meme. Oh my god. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good. It's Mr. Fly Broken Wings. It's Mr. Ideal. Oh my god, he showed up. That wasn't. Oh my god. That got me good. I was not expecting this. I was not. This intervalo has caught me off guard. like so many times already. Oh my god. They really stepped it up with this one. Okay, give me a sec. I need to compose myself. I should not find it this funny that the that Yi Sang shows up at the at the word ideal, at the slightest mention of ideal. I should not be laughing at that so much, but I am because I find it hilarious. Oh. Oh. Anyway, okay, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm good. Did you call? Aw, I missed that joke, Isang. They're mentioning it's not a one-off. They're mentioning even further. The writing is so peak. The writing is so peak. That's not what I was. Okay, but like the mention of ideal and then Yisang popping up, I think the brain rot has gotten to me. I legitimately think the brain rot has gotten to me, guys. Like, oh my god. Okay, but seriously. That's not what I was. I'm not. Anyway, am I the only one who feels like something stands out, like a sore thumb from the whole picture? Oh, yeah. Glad you brought it up. I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. Raja. What's so awful about this place? Isn't it obvious? Where'd all the complimentary snacks go? What's that weird mystery table at the center of this room? Huh? That is kinda weird, though. What's that table doing there? It is saturated colors. Quite a pleasant sight to behold. So, is it any better in... What the hell is that hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked by the particularly unsightly piece of indoor furniture calmed somewhat once everyone made it inside the building. Everyone has something against this table. Of course, no one was able to discern the real purpose of that table yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue on the shoes. Not only the floor, touching the walls leaves an unidentified black substance on one's fingers. Not to mention how the walls ripple in an odd fashion. What could possibly be the construction of the structure? Well, my guess is that the maintenance staff has been slacking. Maybe that's everything. That's why everything's so neatly organized, if that's the case. I've been to enough seedy establishments to tell when a place has gone a while without a tidy up. Ahem. At least it appears that each room is furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, Executive Manager, we may be able to rest here. I guess they really didn't have the time to clean up. Shishun The last person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the area outside the lobby stared blankly around the room with an aghast expression. I'm not even sure what to say to this ridiculous negligence. Then found her room after leaving a scathing remark. It ain't the first time we've been sauntering right into somebody's shady business, innit? Let's just cross that bridge when we come to it, yeah? I guess. Anyone could tell that there was something definitely wrong about that guy. Some sinners, including Heathcliff, had already slumped to the floor, vociferously expressing their desire to rest with a collective sigh of exhaustion. Well, it is pretty weird. But at least we have a roof overhead. In that case, Dante, perhaps may be a good time to announce today's close of business. Huh? I've never made this announcement outside of the bus before. Oh, right. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Understood. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you all will be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as she finished, the sinners each began to relax in their own ways. Some stumbling into their rooms, while others lingering to speculate over the bizarre table at the center of the room. What is up with this table, man? Why is it so small? Why is it in the center of the room? Why is it so far away from the couches? Why is there, like, basically a spotlight on it? It's basically asking for the attention that it's being given right now. Maybe this table makes you old. Maybe it's the table that makes you old. Otis? You planning on backstabbing us? Save for Otis, that is. Is it because you don't see yourself as a sinner anymore, Otis? Is this where you depart from Limbus company entirely? You know you have to put in your 2 weeks notice beforehand, right? Got something to say, Otis? Yes, executive manager. It's about our guide, Ching Tao. Oh, your new best friend from earlier. Seemed like you guys were getting along pretty well. What? That's simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What was it? Oh, so that was a signal. Oh, do you mean when you nodded slightly in my direction? Indeed, that individual has information advantage over us when it comes to this locale. Regardless of how sound the accusations we came up with were, he would have been able to explain them right away using his familiarity with the region. Okay, so she isn't backstabbing us! Okay! Well, okay. So we are getting Otis progression in the way I wanted. We are getting Otis progression. Let's go! Let's go, Otis! Let's go! This is an Otis W. I thought, as the party with an informational disadvantage, it would be wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with that individual and go along with their plans while trying to take out as much info as possible. I seriously thought that suspicious guy totally won you over. Executive manager, I've been in the business for many years. How could you even imagine that I would be fooled by an amateur spy who's so overtly it's nothing. Yeah, I think Otis really has settled down. I think all the praise that she's been given us is, like, genuine now. I don't think she's bootlicking as much. I think she's actually being genuine. I think she was bootlicking at the start, but like throughout, like, the story, she actually, like, warmed up to everyone and to us as the manager. And now, like, every compliment she says I don't know when it started happening. I think like at some point, everything he says has been like uh, legit thoughts and like actual, you know, like compliments and like affirmations. So that's nice, actually. It's nice to know that like Otis is actually on our side with this one for like this. Ahem. While it is uncertain as to how long that individual will be accompanying us, it would be unless she's double crossing us, of course. It would be reasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating Honglu Xia Bao Yu. I present the fact that it was Pilot, that inexperienced greenhorn, who somehow conveniently came across this connection as another evidence supporting this suspicion. That's also true. Foss also has information to share. Foss joined the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time. Her view of every known taboo has failed to identify one called residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibits acts of violence within residential areas. Then that also has to be. It is too early to come to conclusions regarding that matter. It appears that this area, Hongyan, has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to a conclusion that he was most likely lying to us. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, we must already be deep within the enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier was also most likely also part of their plan. It may very well be that this building itself is also a trap. Yet we lack the intelligence about this particular backstreet to be certain. Is the black liquid like an abnormality? Is there an abnormality in the walls? However, we do have one minor advantage. It seems that they have severely underestimated our capabilities, given the low caliber of the assailants they decided to send after us. One thing we can capitalize on is that mutual lack of intel. Keep our guard up, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way out of this trap. Executive Manager. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Honestly, I didn't know who or what to trust. And I would appreciate if you could trust me fully next time. Otis bowed politely and returned to her room. Boss and I chatted a little bit more about Qing Tao and his plan, but our discussion ended without bearing much fruit. It's good to know that Otis is on our side. Also, I guess we're like ending it here. Considering that we're already halfway throughout the intervallo. Oh, this has been a lot of reading. I hope the next few fights are good. Like really good. Do you think he's actually part of the Fixer organization? Like the actual Fixer organization? And I mean by actual Fixer organization, I mean the ones that's in the banner. Because I could imagine that we'd get ambushed by those types of people. Anyways,
식사는 했는가?
I think I'm calling it here. Thank you to everyone that joined the stream for like a bit. Thank you. Like the support means a lot to me. Like even if you're just here for a bit, I appreciate that a lot. You're taking the time to just watch all of this unfold, which is nice. But yeah. Thanks for sticking around. It's been like 2 hours and a half. And I'm guessing if we do this again, if we continue doing this, we're doing this for another 2 hours and a half. So that means we would be doing 5 hours in total. Five hours in total. Okay. Which is less than previously. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, everyone. This has been Callisto. Now tuning out. And also, the representative being Gregor over here. Mr. Russian Nante, Gregor. But anyways, thanks for stopping by. I'm ending the stream now. The stream ends here. Goodbye. Have a good rest of your day or night, or whatever time it is. Just enjoy life in general. Anyways, goodbye. I'll see you for part 2 next time whenever I have time to do part 2. In the meantime, I will be grinding off camera. Anyways, goodbye!